Привіт, привіт. Привіт. А зараз? Сподіваюся, чути добре. Тут щось тепер чує клас. Отже, какао допиваю. Дуже смачне. Фортепіано класне, так. Граємо далі. У нас плюс-мінус 3 години. Можна не тягнути. Щойно відмазався від колу. Тому... Так, що в нас було? Ми носилися з якимись бандитами. Чи навіть маленькою армією. Ні, не польський, я собі купив тепер якесь типу Несквік, тільки трошки дешевше, трошки більше. І навіть бачу, і руку розім'яти. Що в мене по зброї? Контур. Дешевше, бо воно, в принципі, це і дешевше було і по акції, і не Несквік. Типу, не нести. Тому отак. Добре, тут складний момент. Зараз розіграюся і пройдемо.
The bow is well appointed.
Це, напевно, теж габела. З перилами тут складно. Це могила. Ще оці хлопці підсирають тут. Перила танкують. І найгірше гранати немає їм закинути.
Daphne's ship was always stocked.
Гарно. Пау. Цей теж впав. І я впав. Дай мені нормальну зброю. всі хінкалі, правильно? Давненько вже не їв хінкалі. Теорії має бути досить добре на кораблі. Ой, снайпер.
Maybe there was something on the bridge. I checked every other inch of the boat.
Так, це добре. Чемодан Путіна.
I spotted Passos and Marcella. If I'd known back then that they'd been up to no good while I was fighting my way through a band of violent paramilitaries and a worse hangover, I might not have wanted to get over them so bad.
Hey, Passos!
At the time, I hadn't thought too much about this. I hadn't thought too much about anything. Now I remember it, it didn't seem quite so kosher.
What about what's her name? Daphne.
Do whatever you think is best.
I think it's best we try to go find her.
Yeah, okay, let's go. Nah.
See, I didn't think Passos was a bad guy. He didn't need to try to save this woman or the crew.
We're here. You knew you were around.
Ще не кінець.
We're using that building to get across the canal.
Смачного. Так, а тут дробовик не підходить. Якби я...
There's some equipment in the truck next to me. It'd be a shame to see it go to waste.
Як же ж ці перила танкують гарно. Гарно. Оце. Стились набої.
There's gotta be a reason why they're going across the canal.
Мороженка. Мороженка це смачно. Особливо коли не було 7 градусів тепла. По-моєму, не гаряче какао. Так, не знову вилізав. Так, ай. Боже, воно так просто було. Мабуть, ці засранці багато дають. Макса Payne. Всі кулі кругом нього облетіли, його жодна не зачепила. Так, можливо, краще вернутися по свій дробовик. А що? Ага, не вернешся. Ок. Засранець получив смачну кулю.
I don't know what I expected to find on a boat full of drunks and bullshit artists. I'd been in a cabaret act. Shooting whatever came in front of me was easier than coming to terms with that reality.
Оцей спецназ. Так, дай щось. Це що? Луцько. Сервери. Що ми робимо з серверами? Кладемо. Взагалі. Ще, будь ласка. Ей, попав же ж. Тому що можу. Айтішник як не як. О, тепер я чіп подав. Добре. Ой, який хедшот смачний був. Ампутатор. Добре. А мені куди, власне? Певно, прямо. О. Достань. Ага, тут навіть можна сховатися.
That looked like the way up, but it was locked. I had to find a switch.
Свіч. Давайте подивимося якесь золото.
There was probably a control console behind the desk. It was nice to see a friendly face in Panama.
Я її шукав. Ось ці двері не треба відкрити, правильно? Значить, має бути десь ось тут кнопка.
Fancy seeing you here.
Класика постановки. Це коли нажимаєш кнопку, видно двері, ти відкриваєш. Вчора бабур на стрімі таке розказав. Я взагалі-то говорю, що так само, чорт поганий. Макса на стрімі щось згадував, можливо навіть наступний відос по скубаних курах буде 33, але то не точно. Цей на стрімі вчора був Doom 3. Перший раз грав і точно навіть і критикував, і місцями нахвалював гру. Але намагався він її проходити як класичний Doom. Типу, без жодного хорор елементу. Просто бігаю всі ночі, а гра намагається більше в хорор. Трошки воно цікаво відчувається. Спитаю від неї. О, окей. Повністю не ламається. Ну, зараз по-любому вистрибне. Стрілочки показують. Вистрибне звідси правильно. По зброї.
My own private welcoming party.
А чого нам так далеко? Високо підніматися. Стрілочки та направляють. Ай, ой, що це? Повторний стрілок. Це в нас що? Дослідження Амазонії. Міні-музей. Та шкода, що ми живемо в час, коли досліджували щось запізно. Щоб вбити одного і тоді вернутися. Кого вбивати. Багато. Добре.
Americans have a long and checkered history of involvement in Panama. This was my sorry chapter, for what it's worth.
Ага. То американці після того сюди зайшли, сюди нагівнявили. Так, давай. Давай, все. Тут трохи набою. Що по-любому зараз вистрибне. А що? А де?
Jesus Christ.
Що тут за бред відбувається?
Fuck, man. This is brutal. I didn't think things would be like this.
I should have jumped in that goddamn canal myself and swum my way back to New York.
Let me ask you again, Max. What do you think you were really doing in Panama?
I was drinking.
People died. Innocent people. Who do you think robbed you?
I
Брат?
don't know. I was told it was people who disliked Daphne Bernstein, something about an unpleasant divorce.
Her ex-husband worked on Wall Street. Do you think he has easy access to Panamanian death squads?
Guess I didn't really think about it.
You were smuggling something, weren't you?
No. I mean, I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't think too much about it, but yes, Marcelo did drive off with something. I don't know what. I didn't see him until we got to Brazil a week or so later.
I think it was money. I think Marcelo and Victor have a friendly banker there in Panama. Your little cruise was to deliver the cash to him because there it's easier to launder.
I thought the Broncos were rich.
Hadigo's rich. The other two, they live well, but they don't have real money. Victor's campaigns were always financed by his brother. That is the way among certain rich families there. The eldest brother is the king. You know, he gets everything. The other two, not so much.
And now Rodrigo's dead.
Exactly. And Marcelo, too. It's an awful tragedy for Victor, huh? A man running on a law and order ticket, you know, whose brothers have both been killed in such terrible circumstances. A true patriot.
Not Marcelo.
Marcelo was an idiot. Were this true, I certainly don't believe he could possibly have known about it. But I do believe some other scheme, you know, some other bullshit. Whatever that cash was, Victor could have talked him into something. I don't know yet.
And Passos?
Well, Passos is a bum ex-cop. Failed in America, failed in Sao Paulo. He was surrounded by more money and more poverty than his tiny little head could handle. You think guys like that can't be bought?
No, but
But nothing. He's probably not a bad guy. He's just a man caught in the crossfire of a very rich family.
what about me?
You. You're the fall guy. The American. Running around, acting like the action hero. Killing lots of people. You're a stroke of genius.
That ain't how it is.
You were an angry ex-cop. You were sitting in a bar with a history of violence and a history of a bad temper. You were perfect.
Me and Passos went to the academy together.
Did you?
I don't fucking know.
Let's take a drive, Max. Want to do some good? Want to get yourself killed in a good cause? Then I need you to check something out for me.
What?
That incident at the favela today. Some of my officers say a bus drove off some captives.
They did, I saw it.
But no captives were ever booked.
They probably handed them off to the paramilitary death squads, the,
Caixa Preta?
Right.
Who did?
I don't know, the cops. The other cops. The cops who shoot on sight.
The UFE.
Right.
Max, you see that building there?
Imperial Palace Hotel.
Yeah, that's what it says. People go in there in large groups under armed guard, but it isn't a police station, and no one comes out of there.
Why don't you just go in and bust the joint, get a warrant?
I'm only a cop, Max.
So you keep saying. Time to find out what was going on here. I didn't fancy booking myself in the presidential suite, so I went looking for the basement.
А так, конспірологія як інакше. Як сюжет закрутити.
I wasn't too excited about the acoustics in this place. A couple of gunshots would sound like I'd walked in here with a goddamn marching band.
Це так.
It wasn't pretty,
Рушник.
but I guess none of what was about to happen was gonna be. It was the question I kept on asking myself. How could I have been so blind? I was convinced the Broncos had gotten the wrong man for the job, but maybe De Silva was right. I was the stooge. The bad joke everybody got but me.
Приємне, напевно, відчуття. Бути чиїмось приколом. Цікаво, вони ж цілий рік літом, для чого їм палити в кухні? Якщо Зміни в кліматі.
Either those guys wheeled their trash out on stretchers, or something was seriously wrong here.
Просто сміття спалюють.
I hadn't slept in days. I needed something to keep me going. Oof-ay. Was there anything they didn't have a grubby hand in? A few days earlier I'd have called it a coincidence, but I'd written off too many of those already.
Кажеш, спалюють папір, так? Ну, там теж спалюють папір. Досить так оптимально. А як це знято? Як?
The Imperial Palace Hotel was a 5-star bona fide shithole. I needed to find out, I guess, with checking in by the busload, and checking out by the bag load. Maybe the service would be better upstairs.
Можливо, тут якось замішана торгівля органами.
Quê? Você não tá fazendo nada, tô fazendo tudo sozinho.
Como é que eu tô pegando nada, rapaz? Tô trabalhando aqui, ficando de olho e escutando você reclamar.
Треба їх закінчувати. І так і не розумію.
Para de reclamar. Saca?
Все, скінчився глушник. А, в мене 3 постріли тільки. Тепер трошки більше. Що це? Ого. Сюди. Там люди. Це фігня, це я вже підібрав. Давай другу зброю. Ми ж не хочемо в центрі міста. Так, ну, хороше це залізне питання, але я думаю, всім же пофіг. До речі, мені так зараз спливо з ці двері і дали вайбом якогось Fallout 3-го або Вегаса. Лас-Вегас? Нью-Вегас. Там теж такі готелі преміальні. Були. Damage. Окей, була ще якась цікава буковка. Я попробую. Та сама. Ну, в принципі, царапину за демедж ми не рахуємо, правда? Смієшся. вдарився, а м'яко приземлився. Це відстріляли, але там ще біжуть. Але я тут нас складав. Кнопка для тригеру. Зараз що станеться. Здається, що тверезий Payne трохи краще воює, ніж той з будинярою в Панамі. Цікаво, чого так бой. Ну, так, на карту. Но демедж не получився. Скіл вилетів в трубу. Так. Face the sun. Нічого. Значить мені тягну, так? Гарно балансує. Ой. 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 Трошки впав. Майже не забився. Ой. А що це в тебе таке РПК? Давай попробую. Що це? Де? Це ні.
Silva and I had the same fan club. I knew enough and he knew too much. We both become targets.
О. Це нормальний калібр. Я думаю, того точно ніхто не почув. Так, цього теж був РПК, добре.
If I thought about this too much, I'd never get through it. I knew this thing was bigger than me, bigger than the Broncos, but I only had a glimpse of the whole picture, like looking in a mirror and for an instant seeing what everyone else sees, a bad caricature of a better man.
Добре, сюди.
Buffet. That deal at the favela was getting dirtier by the minute. Those bastards were clearly in bed with the crushed Prado. Now I just had to find out why. Starting with a bit of bedtime reading for Mr. De Silva. When you live the kind of life I've lived, reality comes at you through a different lens. But nothing could have prepared me for what was on the other side of that door.
Нарики.
I had to get those poor bastards out of here.
Get him out of here. Go. Go. Wait. I said get.
Serrano, he looked pathetic, a man defeated. I walked away and left him to his own personal nightmare. Whatever hell this was De Silva had sent me into, I knew I had to put an end to it. I had no choice but to push on. I didn't understand everything, and I never would, but I understood enough. Sometimes a complicated problem is best tackled with a simple solution.
Смачно його закинуло. Ось цей басейн пам'ятаю на даху. Чому не звідки? Нічого не пам'ятаю. Напевно, так відпочиваю. Кулемет мій викинув. Молодець. Клавіші.
This was hell on earth. DeSilva was no fool. I'd have driven on off into the sunset too if I were him. But I was in too far now. Calling evidence for DeSilva.
Малесенька пауза.
Time to see what fresh hell awaited me upstairs.
Доктор.
The fuck is going on? How much do you want? What have you been doing? I am a doctor. I help people. What have you been doing here? It's easy for you. Listen, I know people. They will kill you. I can help you. Trust me. Please, please.
What have you been doing?
I have a lot of money. Look, look. Lots of money. I do important research. Please.
Caralho! Caralho!
Espera, espera. Eu posso explicar tudo. Tudinho. Não, por favor. Pelo amor de Deus. Por favor, não me mata. Não. Pelo amor de Deus.
Ну, думаю, було б його Богу застрілити просто.
For all Serrano owed me, he paid enough. For now, I had bigger debts to call in.
Хоча, можливо, ми знайшли собі нового друга схожої ментальної кондиції. Нормально зброю в руки. Ой, блін, не подобається
Even
мені
I
ця
could guess
арена.
what Demo Sal meant. That a building was condemned in more ways than one. There had to be something I wasn't seeing.
Цікава полога. Чому її пофарбували в червоний, вона що? Несуча.
It was locked from the outside.
От воно. А де РПГ? нічого нема. Пуста арена. Цікаво.
They had a fucking arsenal in here. It was time to bring this little hellhole to the ground, so I decided to put some of their C4 to good use.
Справді несучі колони. Так, цікаво, звідки путь. В ту кірку не запхати. Тож більше енергії піде на підрив колони.
I'd seen some dark shit in my time, but this was something else. These vermin had gone into a place where life was cheap and found a way to get rich off it. I just wanted to finish this and get far away from here. But then, true to form, more of the rats came out of their holes.
Я думаю, що ніде тут не можна. Зачепив эту колону. Бабах.
At least my visitors have been kind enough to leave the gate open.
Які ще вміють за собою зачиняти. Інтелектуали. Так. Що це за дивні промені? Треба їх уникати. Так. Так і повірив. Що снайперкою не можна пробити цей пісок пляшок. Я швидше.
Any time I bought it had been going real cheap. If I was going to plant the rest of those explosives, I had to do it now.
Щось відбувається. Ламається управління. Окей. Треба акуратніше, але
I had one chance to do this right. I had to focus.
Добре. Розвідки покруть. Що він нюхає? Клаві пішов.
That was the last of the explosives. I just hoped it was enough to bring down the building. And all the evil in it.
Who wants to take a shot? You see what this is? Come on, anybody? Want to be a hero? I got nothing to lose, let's do it!
Que porra que tá acontecendo aqui?
Senor Neves!
What the fuck is your problem, man?
My problem? My problem? Wanna know what my problem is? You're turning humans into glue! That's what my fucking problem is!
I don't know what you're talking about, American. All I know is what I hear about you. You bodyguard for the Brancos. They are all dead. You help the poor. Today, many of them dead. You are a proper American hero.
At least I fucking tried!
Well done with your effort. The whole city is grateful. The great American savior of the poor.
That's right!
You think it made any difference? You think stopping this legitimate business venture is helping anyone?
Legitimate? You're stealing people's organs!
We pay for everything. We have the record.
Oh, so people can sell their livers, their hearts, their eyeballs? You're insane, you sick fuck!
We kept people safe in the city. Decent people. Safe. I know a lot of powerful people.
Well, your powerful people aren't gonna help you out of this one, buddy.
Це виконано. Це задача. Можна ще один вибух. перезапускай. Деколи та постановка ще допомагає. Все, входився. Мастер. Все, ляжу, посплю. Помився.
I told you the city was dangerous, friend.
I kinda like it. It's growing on me.
Nice to see a happy tourist smiling.
What are you doing here?
I came back
I can see that. But why?
to save you.
Oh, yeah, real hero.
Listen,
No, come with me, Max. To Brazil. Get a chance to play the fall guy in a plot that my boss's brother's hatching to profit from the selling of human organs. Yeah, it'll be perfect for you.
what are you talking about? I know nothing about human organs, man. Victor and Marcelo were trying to teach Rodrigo a lesson. Get into losing the purse strings and the family money. They pressured me into doing it. You wanna die? I came back for you. I did my best. I'm having a kid, Max. I gotta go.
Fuck you.
Sure. Later. Now, let's go. This thing works.
Цікавий рівень. О, саме час. Скільки ж там вибухівки Макс заклав?
I owe you everything.
No, you don't. I'm sorry I couldn't save your sister.
I was there. It wasn't your fault.
I was paid to protect her and I didn't.
She married into a sick family.
Maybe.
I just wanted to say thank you for giving us a chance to live. I mean, as a family.
I hope it all works out for you, for all of you.
Thank you. Don't be too long.
Well, buddy, that's it.
Where are you guys gonna go?
I don't know, maybe back to New York, maybe down to Argentina. Giovanna has family in Salvador. Maybe we'll just stay there.
Yeah, I got business to take care of.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. I know it was very wrong.
It's alright, it's done. But hey, I'm having myself a fun old time. Maybe this is how things had to be. Figure I might as well die in the sunshine as die in the snow.
Look, I'm sorry I'm leaving. I got a kid coming. You know how it is.
I know how it is.
You know, I almost didn't say goodbye to you. I said to myself, maybe this guy will put a bullet in me.
Maybe I will. But not right now.
Thank you. Try to look after yourself, Max, huh? Life is worth living.
If you say so, pal.
I thought I was going to have to witness another murder.
Nah. Not him.
You ready?
I guess.
Okay. I've looked through this information you gathered, and it's not very nice.
What is it?
It's you, Faye. The famous Mr. Becker.
Friend of Victor Bronco.
Yes. And the contributor to his campaigns. A government employee, of course.
And?
A weapons dealer. A murderer. This was known. A dealer in human organs. This wasn't known.
A proper gentleman.
Sure.
So you're gonna bring him down?
Yes, because I want to lose my wife and my children and get killed myself. All that after watching him walk free.
Tell me what has to be done.
Well, officially there's nothing I can do.
And unofficially?
Well, we can always try something a little more creative.
Creative? De Silva had promised me a 10 o'clock showcase. I had to make sure I was on stage and ready for my close-up. Diga Becker. Cave in, pothead.
Бо я не зрозумів. Що тут розумного?
Olha aqui. Ei, moço. Mano, esse cara aí. Anda tua conta, rapaz. Vai, onde deu? Eu vou te deixar na curva. Ei, quem é essa cara aí? Convidado nosso. Quebra esse otário aí. Deixa comigo, dá uma lição nele. Então,
Não, filha da puta! Antes do frente, Calma aqui! Deixa pra acontecer! Tá pensando o quê? Hã? Eu? Otário!
Ô, segura a porta aí.
Ну, до речі, та, це такий елемент імерсивності. Правда, сам ГГ час від часу щось говорить іспанською. Чи яка це? Можливо, португальська. Пішла розмова.
Hey, what are you doing here? Huh? Ask you a question.
Excellent! Excellent!
What are you doing? What? What are you doing here? Você está fazendo aqui? What are you doing here? I don't understand. I can't hear you. What are you doing here? Me in the ear. Hey, answer me! What are you doing here?
Чекай. Ні,
Back in the
хочеш.
precinct after all this time. Time to find out what the hell's going on.
Пусти мене назад. Дай. Нормально так зайшов в кубло.
I knew nothing resembling good times lay beyond that gate, but I was gonna have to face the music sooner or later.
А що це в нього? Сітні. До речі, дай мені другий пістолет. Напевно, сьогодні в них день виплат. Пішов. Робимо бунт.
I guess our little stunt helped some other civic-minded people raise valid concerns about community relations. Their faces said it all. I was on their side, but how could they know that? If they came through that door, I'd be leaving as a human shield and never leaving at all. Luckily for me, for once the police arrived just in time.
1000.
It sounded like all hell was breaking loose. Whatever nonsense De Silva had pulled, it seemed to be working.
До речі, навіть трошки нагадує поліцейську дільницю з другої частини. Так мінімально. Їх не живуть. Вже напевно не живуть. Це що? Фінал. Напевно від слова любов. Напевно, на сьогоднішньому стрімі ми гру ще не перейдемо. Є відчуття, що тут ще дуже багато геймплею. Так, виконував пушка, давай. Нормально вистрибнув. Так. Робот казав, що одною з направляючих ігор є спам ворогів. Поки ми не підемо, ми ще тут все подивимося.
Look who it is, this strip-club scumbag.
Тебе пропустили.
I am mighty. You gonna help me?
Get what you deserve, pal.
Unbelievable!
Yeah, unbelievable.
До речі, так. Чекайте. Ні, ну я би його випустив, його тут б'ють зразу. Встань, причина. Якби не говорив фігні, то би могли би нормально розійтися.
It was time to leave this palace before somebody treated me to an extended stay. last few prisoners were trapped in here, and more pressingly, seemed I was too.
Зручно так? Ну, напевно, йому зручно. Я пісюнчики стріляю, щастя і радості бажаю. Давай я цю плату.
The security switch had to be in that booth.
А, тобто я його міг ще й
Figured that bag
випустити.
goes up for evidence. It was Monday's arrest log, as far as I could tell, and no sign of anybody from Nova Esperanza. All those poor bastards had been checked straight into the Imperial Palace Hotel.
Ну, люди теж ресурс, товар. Чому би не заробити на них? Напевно, мені сюди.
Either there was a switch to those doors somewhere, or I was in a whole heap of shit.
А де? А от. Кнопка має дивитися на двері. Рокстарі це дуже добре знають і розуміють.
That kid had the right idea. There was no point bouncing bullets off that thing. I decided I'd try to pick up where he left off. And then immediately regretted that decision.
Де плавно
Seemed a
направляв
crying
тут.
shame to let that RPG go to waste.
Отлично. Понял? Ну, я думаю, він понял. Класно за шею. Йому не кину. Досить влучно. Так, я цю фігню не буду навіть брати. Тут собі ще раз стрільну. Стріляти й нема кого. Чекай, де я ствол б'ю? А, тут. Тут фігня патронів. А, ну там. Можна час витрачати.
Well, wasn't this nice? The perfect end to a perfect trip. If someone had told me 6 months ago this was where my life was headed, I'd have ordered a double of whatever they were drinking, drunk it, then blown my head off.
Ага. Не кажи,
Anytime the
швиденько
prison
гірше.
riot had bought me was starting to run out, I had to keep moving. Another dark, rainy night, another police station, another futile crusade for amends. Time moves forward, nothing changes.
Тут по-любому буде золота зброя. Дизайн. Тут не було на цьому. Бляшанку стріляли. Можливо, навіть проходить. Він підходить. Такі от приміщення.
Every bastard in the joint must have known I was on the loose by now. I couldn't afford to waste any more time.
Краще субтитри не треба читати. Коли не читаєш, а вслухаєшся слова. То краще сприйняття. Нафіга тут нема. А. Ну правильно, все хороше тут має бути, як знав. Ніякого тобі прикола. Ні снебола.
Police food, the same crap the world over. But I could reminisce about the old days later. For now, there were more pressing matters to deal with.
Добре. Гарно сховали. Це в них типу кафешка своя. Погано облаштувалися. І ще їм мало. Кришують провалий бізнес.
It looked like the security cameras were still running.
Нічого. Шайки сервери погані.
It looked like the prisoners were giving them a run for their money. That's what happens when you hand some roided-up half-wit a commando uniform with special on the front and let him ride around his hometown in a tank playing soldiers. Sooner or later, someone's gonna decide he's not so special. There were a bunch more in the elevator, tooled up like they were about to roll into Fallujah. And of course, they were headed my way.
Патронів хватає. А, клас. Я ж начебто з автоматом був, не з пістолетом. Ай. Оп, вижу. Так, падай. Живемо таблеточку. Там де треба. Ага. І не так просто тут буде. Ще раз. Цікаво, хто закінчиться швидше. Вроді чи набої.
If the heat was rising, that meant I was getting closer to the source. I had to keep moving.
Це відповідь на питання, чому рот постійно лежить. Можливо, варто підібрати пам'ятку, на неї тут повно набоїв.
I saw the elevator doors were open,
Ага.
but the only friend I had left in that town. If there was one thing I learned since being in Sao Paulo, it was that me and the local elevators were not a good mix.
Ого, який поверх? Перший? Гад. Скрімерний. Так, що у вас тут цікавого?
Whatever depressing fate lay on the other side of those doors, there was no point in putting it off any longer.
Чому лазер вимикається? рухаються. Це головно поміняти і швидше краще. Що просто база вимкнути. Знов. А де він зійшов?
I killed more cops than cholesterol, and still no sign of Becker. It wasn't the first time it dawned on me I should probably have gone over the plan in more detail, but it was too late for that now.
Далеко привела дорога пригод. Так, маємо золоті деталі. Все просто какаха.
If I didn't hurry, Becker would be long gone.
Десь цей далеко не втікне. О, це мені.
Luckily, I wasn't the only cop with a pill prop. Sal Palo's own David and Goliath. I'd pinned De Silva as a coward, but he'd risked more than anyone, and he'd never taken a bribe.
Ох ти що. Навіть комп'ютер свій не блокує на робочому місці, знаючи, що всі кругом продажні.
I still didn't know how I'd gone from drinking myself numb in New Jersey to looting corpses in Brazil, but this was where I was. 5,000 miles from a home I couldn't go back to on another suicide mission to clean up a mess that wasn't even mine.
Напевно, бреше, правда?
I'd spent my career dozing off in the briefing room. Now wasn't the time.
Що це?
The CS were all but out of business in Sao Paulo, and suddenly Becker and Victor looked like local heroes in the war on crime. They'd really gotten their money's worth outsourcing their problems onto me. My old pal Serrano. We'd both been unwitting clowns in this sorry circus. Part of me hoped he'd made it out of that hotel alive. I didn't recognize the guy. Maybe this was the new slum king De Silva had talked about. A throne never stays empty for long. Fame at last. It was no great surprise I'd made Ufe's most wanted list. I hadn't done much to improve the reputation of Americans abroad over the past few weeks, and there they were, my illustrious employers, 3 dead and still every chance I'd go 4 for 4. None of this was going to look good on a resume. But I was in good company. Howell Passos, sent up north to find a washed-up gringo who would act tough and play dumb. Boy, did he ever deliver.
Окей. Як вийти? Escape. Бразиль, значить, нас тут португальська. Confirmed. Я хочу туди. Давай перше сюди. постріл, але набоїв мало.
Você não tem chance nenhuma! Quero proteção!
Набої ще трохи є.
It was starting to feel as if I'd never leave that place. Like one of those nightmares where you keep running and running, only to discover you're chasing yourself.
Так, а нафіга ти сюди прийшов, щоб ти дубився?
Nothing I was going to find in there could make a difference now. I had all the evidence I needed. Tear gas. This wasn't good. I needed to find a way out of the stairwell and fast. That would have been too easy. This was a waste of time. The doors were all locked. There had to be something else I wasn't seeing. That would have been too easy. If I didn't do something soon, I was going to be crying myself to a very long sleep. My eyes and throat burned, but at least I could breathe. I was trying to work out what direction I was headed in when I discovered some more Brazilian architecture not designed for the American physique.
А, знов ці сервери. Добре, що ці хоч не постріляв.
There it was, the tape from the Bronco security system. Jesus, it was that guy. I had seen him in the favela, Bachmeyer, Becker's right-hand man. His time would come, him and Becker. I'd seen enough. It was time to bring this nightmare to an end.
Готов? Чому так задихався?
I couldn't get that tape out of my head. Why had Ufe killed Rodrigo? I wasn't going to find any answers in the forensics lab. I had to push on.
Того у нас великий магазин. І
Hey, pal. Nice to see you.
Pra casa, gringo de merda.
I don't think we were properly introduced.
I know who you are.
And you should have killed me in the office when you had the chance.
There's still time, meu camarada.
Треба всіх убивати, чи кудись. Мало. Довго мені так сидіти? Бляха, переключи. Стабілізатор.
Another pile of bodies and still nothing to show for it. It felt like I was detaching, that maybe this was revenge for something else, something buried deep in the past.
Все за те, що ти був хорошим копом.
Rodrigo, Giovanna, Passos, everyone who'd meant anything was gone. Like so many times before, I found myself alone. It was a little late to be thinking about precautions, but something told me this shit show was barely through the warm-up act. It was time to get out of that circus before any more clowns showed up.
Так, краще. Тепер, напевно, зараз постріляємо.
Special Forces painkillers.
Modern Warfare. Ніхто я його не помітив. Чесно. Давай ще раз. Тепер я цю гниду зверху. Від першої. Ну. Так. якийсь дробовик. Немаленька купа. Що? Жити захотілося? Ствол віддай. Добре. Напевно, я там був правильно. Кажи, де золото.
Any bullets I had left were being saved for someone special.
Там і Кент, не хочеш до нього приєднатися? Ні?
Becker and Bachmeyer had taken their pound of flesh and sold it on the black market. Now I was coming for mine.
А чого ти став, дурачок? Все одно гроші брав, значить винен. Золото маса. Що вони панікують? Грінго. Та пута. О, тут я згадав слово. Волверейні. Що слешер прикольний. Таке слово було. Мені не допомагає оце ліве плече. Як включилося і більше не вимикається.
Hey! You Americans love to interfere in things you do not understand.
Oh, I understand plenty, asshole.
How stupid can one man be? What are you hoping to achieve here?
Couldn't get a direct shot. I was gonna have to get creative. It was a waste of bullets. His cover was too good.
Окей. Дерев'я цікаво стоїть.
What? 100 yards! 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 100 yar
ceiling tiles that looked kind of loose. It was worth a shot.
Що не стріляє? Знову гра залагала. Клас. Це перезапка. Нехай буде. Побачимо. Класний постріл. Один розвернувся. Класний хедшот. Багато. Бляха, це ліве плече. бос є.
This was the passkey to Becker's office. I was close to the end of all this, and I could feel it.
Becker! Something funny about dying?
I felt like the avenging angel. I looked like a fat bald dude with a bad temper.
You disgusting piece of shit! I know everything!
Not everything, my friend. Let go of him, Max. Huh? There's a good fellow.
Wow. Victor, I was wondering when you'd reappear out of whatever slimy hole you live in.
I'd like to just say, Max, I just want to say thank you for all your hard work, for my family, and for cleaning up that horrible mess with the Cachapretto for us. You know I'm tough on crime. I give you a bonus, but I think you just spirited it away. Vector, take his gun.
Так, я не пам'ятаю, скільки ще до
They
фіналу.
barred the door. My only hope was to chase them down. I knew they'd be leaving town, and my guess is they would try to fly out of here. Rich people love to fly away.
God damn it!
Мені цікаво, чи встигнемо ми за годину пройти. Термінал. Цікаво, чи встигнемо.
Okay,
Так, давай,
Max.
зарашимо.
You check the main terminal. I'm gonna go and look for the Bronco plane by the hangar, okay?
Let's do it.
Ну, ми знаємо, що все
Keep an eye
закінчилося.
out in there. You know Becker's gonna have some guys in there watching out for you.
Yep. So, of course, I knew they were looking for me. But the airport was about the only place a fat gringo might blend in. Well, their sex club. My delusions of disguise lasted around 2 seconds. They were out in force. And they were out for me. But then, I was out for them, too. Every last one of those bastards.
Remember no Russians. Що руки трясуться. Тепер буду. Може ходити? А, ок. Я думаю, в ньому було достатньо часу побитися, бо таку бороду треба доглядати. Це ж складно. Так, ага. Клас. Але от перестріляти батальйон спецназу — це зовсім інше діло. Де моя золота зброя? Я ще з РПГ не стріляв. О, ай. Так, наскільки я пам'ятаю, нам нагору. Ой, ні, не нагору. Тут? Ні, напевно, не. А, тут. Напевно, тут можна вивести. Добре. відчуття, що всі 3 компоненти бульдога знаходяться в цьому приміщенні. Воно таке досить складне і велике. Дуже незручне для бою, хоча добре є хоч тільки перила. Я напевно сюди міг і прийти, так? Ага, міг. Добре. Знайшов вхідний шлях. Підемо далі.
Felt like my vacation was coming to an end. Only I wasn't heading home with sunburn, a bag full of duty-free and a dose of VD. I was making a bet that would put me in handcuffs or a body bag.
По одному, будь ласка. Це я реально зробив. Ліве плече. Краще ось цю взяти. Ноги набої однакові. Але німець і німець. Краще американці. Точно туди. А тут по-перше. Тут висимо. Режим стрілянина. Це звичайний режим Макса Пейна.
These were Becker's guys. Him and Victor had a private airport to go with their private army and their private jet.
У них там приватне не було. Оп. Тут точно щось є. Третя деталь, добре.
The doors lead in the direction of the main terminal. The customer restroom. I could get through to the departure gates up ahead. There were UFE all over the airport, and civilians were being moved out. Looking at it one way, shutting down the airport for their escape was a weird sort of compliment, but one I didn't need.
красиву музику. Проігрувати. О, все спочатку, блін. А чому цей сраний пістолет? Тесла? Тесла? Круто. Хайлендер. Прикол. А ти тут сидиш? Тобі дизайнерські текстури. Я хочу там таблетки забрати. Згори тут спробувати.
Grenades.
That's it, come.
The gate opened at the other end of the departure lounge.
Останній. Треба йти з набою полутати.
Maybe they were in the next terminal. I'd keep looking until Victor sent me a postcard from Miami.
Ще одна зала.
Tram to the next terminal was down the escalators.
Спідрані вже. Зараз поспішу і не спішу. Речі, зловив. наліво переключився. О, метро. Це прикольно. Добре, аеропорт.
It didn't look like there'd be any trams leaving until the power was on.
Получається, треба світло включити. Так, що це? Лазерний приціл.
It worked. The trams were running again. Maybe they'd take me to my gate. Maybe they'd bring more guys wanting to whack me. Maybe both.
Напевно, бо... Кидувати.
And we were off. I felt like I might be able to recharge for a second. At least until we pulled into the station and met more murderous assholes. Bitch!
Вогня поїзда.
Of course, there'd be a tram full of goons trying to derail me.
прикольно, що от воно так підключується. Ворогів не видно. Ось самого. Час.
I felt like I'd missed out on a joke, and it was a real good one. Come on.
А так в колону, да. Ой. Десь лежати. Так, подамка. Камера. Погано.
The tram was slowing down,
Чілку.
and I'd only just gotten on board. I had to salvage what I could and see what was waiting for me. This was my stop.
Став. О, добре. Виходь.
It had taken me right into the heart of it. Becker's gimps were everywhere, so he and Bronco must be close. The smart move would have been sticking with the Sylvan and going straight to the hangar, but when was I ever about smart moves? I'm a dumb move guy. Hey Max, we'll drive onto the runway. No thanks, let me walk in the main entrance. I'll put a big shit-eating grin on my face and let these assholes take turns trying to kill me. That's my style, and it's too late in the day to hope for change. Boy, were they throwing numbers at this problem. But then, I'd chosen to be here. I wanted this. Was it redemption? Not really. It was pathetic desperation, and not much else. The further in I got, the more guys I saw. Becker wasn't running a police force. He was running an army. These guys were better trained and better equipped than anyone I'd seen out here. And I'd seen some mean sons of bitches. The mission was screaming suicide, but I didn't give a damn. At least I'd die being a pain in the ass.
Або вітер був кольозу.
There the bastards were, sneaking off in their rich kid's toy.
I ain't got nowhere else to go, Becker! Mr. Payne, I believe you had something to say to me! Martin! Martin, agora! Não! 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 Another fucking terrorist!
Вибухнуло. Ще раз. Понял. Треба цю штуку завжди збивати. Я ж ухилився. Це фінальний бос буде довго не затягнутим. З тими чугунними головами. Непогано.
This was it. It was almost over. So I guess I'd become what they wanted me to be. A killer. Some rent-a-clown with a gun who puts holes in other bad guys. Well, that's what they had paid for, so in the end, that's what they got. Say what you want about Americans, but we understand capitalism. You buy yourself a product and you get what you pay for. And these chumps had paid for some angry gringo without the sensibilities to know right from wrong. Here I was about to execute this poor bastard like some dime-store angel of death, and I realized they were correct. I wouldn't know right from wrong if one of them was helping the poor and the other was banging my sister. We had one card left to play.
Just get me close! Look! There's a whole team of them! Right! Us! I don't want to run back behind!
Просто не попадеш. зачепив.
Wait, Max! No! Stop! Max! We have what we need on now. Let him enjoy a trial and a spell in prison. Let him suffer. Trust me.
You'll walk. You'll walk with a lift.
Садист.
It's not yet clear whether his death was a suicide or simply retribution for his part in a scandal that has so many families missing loved ones that were kidnapped and killed. City officials say that all investigations
Justice.
Local residents expressed outrage, said they've been let down by both law enforcement and city leaders. And now,
Не вийшов.
forecast. Always dark in some places, but it's sunny everywhere else. Amongst merciful.
Я так жив. А ви то бачили. Такий от Макс Пейн получився. Гра прикольна, епічна, кінематографічна, місцями трошки не дошліфовано начебто. Але це Rockstar. Тут якось висока все одно. Місця маленькі баги, трошки душні, рівні місцями вони пустуваті, не такі, щоб запам'ятовувалися, наприклад, як в тому ж другому Макс Пейні, що, можливо, цілість і одноманітність рівних з ворога сучасних ігор, сучасних великих ігор. В цілому все одно класно. Получилося просто нам досить чудовий в робочий час, так би мовити. Тому дякую за компанію. Побачимося.